Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm finally here calling you up. Um, it's still in the morning. I think it's after 10. And I'm here in Aldi parking lot because I'm going to be going in there for a few things. But I found this nice shade tree and an empty parking space, so I'm under it. And I have the windows just cracked because this road behind me is the main road, and there's a lot of traffic, and I don't want that noise to be too annoying for you. But here I am, and I want to first of all thank everyone for being patient with me. I haven't put out a proper video in quite a few days. I've just done a few shorts, but people have still watched the shorts and have commented, which I love comments. So thanks for being patient and sticking with me. I do appreciate it. There's a fly in here. Well, yesterday was 2 weeks ago that I misplaced my blue glasses, and I still cannot find them. I'm still looking. I was using the prescription pair that I had before my blue ones. They're not as strong, and I can't hardly read with them, but I was able to use them for driving because I have to have glasses on to drive to see distance. And it is on my license, too, that I'm supposed to have glasses on. So I've been using these, to help with driving. Well, yesterday, sometime yesterday, I don't know when it happened, I was looking, you know what? It happened sometime in the afternoon because I had already been to church in the morning. So sometime in the afternoon, I put these on and I was thinking, things just don't look right. And I took them off and I thought, well, I'll clean the lenses. So I was spraying the stuff on that the eye place gave me, and I was wiping the one lens, the right lens. Then I went to spray on the left one, and guess what? Sometime yesterday, the lens popped out. I don't know where it is, and the this piece that goes over your ear is actually, it's cracked. But it's cracked, not where they normally fold, like that. No, it's coming apart, and it's cracked here where this attaches to the frame where your lens goes in. Like I say, these are the ones that I was prescribed before my blue ones, and these are very cheap. Quality, just terrible. I was glad when that year was up and it was time to go for my eye exam, and I got those blue ones, which I needed because having trouble sometimes with reading or doing my crocheting close. So the doctor had made my blue ones bifocals, which made such a difference. So it's just a mess. The whole thing is a mess, but I'm still searching for those. And I did call the eye doctor this morning to find out when is my next eye exam. And see, I go to the eye doctor for a medical appointment because the problem I have with this right eye, my retina has a scar on it from the Chiari malformation, the brainstem disease. Before my surgery, my brain was slipping down, and it pressed on the optical nerve, and it did damage to the retina. So I have to go once for a medical exam where they check all that, and then I go for my annual eye exam. And I used to have to go out to Rockwell to the retina specialist. First I was going twice a year and then once a year because my eye doctor, she doesn't treat anything with the retina, this problem at least, and so she had referred me out to Rockwell to the retina specialist. And the last time I went there and he checked this retina issue, it hadn't progressed. And so he said, don't come out every 6 months anymore because it hasn't progressed. Just come out once a year. So that was good. And so anyway, the next appointment with my eye doctor is July 19th. And I explained the situation, that so far I can't find my blue glasses with the most recent prescription. I'm using this one with only one lens, and another lens can't be put in because this is broke and I can't find the lens, and there's no sense in bringing these into the eye doctors. They won't even send these off to be fixed or fix them there because these are not this is not the current prescription. So anyway, I explained the whole situation, and the next available is July 19th, but they did put me on a waiting list. So I'm thankful for that. It is hot. I don't know what it is. Maybe in the 80s, but the temperature today is supposed to be 103. That's just the temperature. And then it's going to be triple digits all week. One day the temperature alone is supposed to be 110. I forget. I think Wednesday or Thursday. This reflection that you're seeing, I don't know if you're seeing it. I'm seeing it. It's from that kitchen table book where I was sharing different little hints. I needed something to put my phone up on. So my wallet's behind the phone and the phone is up on that book. I went to the neurologist last week. I had called about a week and a half before that appointment to get in, and I was able to get in. And let's see, I was there. I basically got pretty much a good report. I was concerned about some things, and I felt like it was time to call the neurologist in case the things I was concerned about were related to the caLLin malformation. Maybe it was flaring up. Maybe it was time to get another brainstem MRI. But after spending quite a bit of time with my neurologist and telling him the things that I've been experiencing, and then he looked up my chart. All my doctors are in the same network, so they can review each other's notes and all my labs and whatever. He looked back to all that blood work I had a few weeks ago that the rheumatologist sent me for. He reviewed it, even though the rheumatologist had gone over it all with me. And the neurologist said, well, everything looks good, just like the rheumatologist had said, except the A1C was a little bit up. But I've been in so much pain that raises it. But the neurologist said there's no sign of any kind of infection in my body or anything that would maybe cause me to be having some of the issues I've been having. And so he ruled that out. He ruled out, he didn't believe or didn't feel like it was a flare-up of the caLLin malformation, because I haven't been having, I haven't been having migraines, been having some headaches, but sinus headaches, and headaches also because I'm not having my glasses. But I don't have any of those bad brainstem migraines, and I don't have that pressure back at my brainstem, so I didn't feel like it was a brainstem flare-up, and he didn't either. After talking with him and going over things, he feels like my body is probably lacking a vitamin B complex. So I already take vitamin D once a week that my primary physician has prescribed for me. And the neurologist thinks that I should be taking a vitamin B complex as well. So he showed me which one to go get over the counter. And I'll get that when my Social Security check comes in. And I think he's probably right. I mean, he's a very thorough guy. And he's very honest. And he looks at everything along with you. You know, he brought up my chart and all the lab work. And he spent a lot of time with me listening to the things I've been telling him I'm dealing with. And so I feel like he's probably right. he showed me and explained to me all the different things that can go on when your body's lacking vitamin B complex. And so that's probably what it is. So I'll be getting that over the counter whenever Social Security check day is. I don't even know what the date is today. I'm going to be going into Aldi to get some cucumbers. Their cucumbers here have been so good and so reasonable. I forget the price. Maybe 40 something cents, but they're really big and they're fresh. I was disappointed last time I got some from Kroger, because Kroger produce is supposed to be the talk of the town, but I got a couple cucumbers from here last time, and I made a nice cucumber salad with diced up, I didn't slice them up, I diced up the cucumbers and some tomatoes that I had also gotten from here, and I diced up some onion, and I put in some cilantro. I just love cilantro in just about everything. And it was a nice cold cucumber salad. I had put it in the fridge, and then I had it the next day. So I'll be going in for that and a couple other things. And really haven't done any crocheting because I have torn my place up looking for my glasses. I have yarn that fell out of a box that I knocked over by mistake. They need to pick up when I get home, and I've made a mess. When you live in a tiny space, like I live in a travel trailer, you get one or two things out of place and the whole place looks a mess. So you can imagine if you're searching for something and you're moving this over there and you're taking this from there to go through, and you can just imagine. It's embarrassing. But I will eventually get it all cleaned up. It's not dirty mess, it's just mess like everything out of order. And then you have to be so careful when you're looking for glasses that they don't fall out of something and you step on them. They don't fall out of something and you go to sit down and you sit on them. So if you've ever lost glasses, you know what I'm talking about. And this is yesterday made 2 weeks, so you can imagine what I've been going through as far as searching for them. My chickens and my goose, they were pecking and pecking at that frozen fruit and those frozen green beans that I put in that muffin tin tray. They were just pecking and pecking. They could not wait until it, I think this guy's, nope, thought he was going to back up into this shaded parking lot next to me. They couldn't wait until that, softened up enough that they could get their beaks in there. I watched them. It was just too hot to be out there, long enough to do a video of them eating it, but I probably will sometime. Even making the video, putting that out there, was just over a minute because it was so hot, and I was still in my church clothes. I didn't want to be outside too long dressed up. Yesterday was my Sunday to teach Sunday school, and I taught the kids on faith. And what we did after my first part of my lesson was we have little tiny kids chairs. The kids don't really use them. They all like to sit in the big chairs. Maybe a couple of the little kids like them, but they were not there yesterday. They're out of state with family. But what I did was I used those little chairs and I made like an obstacle course. And all of the kids got a turn to be blindfolded. And the point was, at the end of the obstacle course, I had put a regular white chair for them to, the point was for them to make it to that white chair and turn around and sit down, safely. And every time a kid took a turn to be blindfolded, me and the other kids, we changed up the obstacle course so that those kids that could see the kid blindfolded going through it probably were trying to memorize that obstacle course. Believe me, I know how kids work. So that's why we mixed it up every time. And they had so much fun. And the point was that the kid that was blindfolded, oh, someone's going to park next to me. The point was that the kid that was blindfolded, had to listen carefully to the directions of the other kids, like step forward 3 steps, then take a right. Because if they would have continued, they would have walked into one of the little chairs. And so that's how it went. Go forward so much, take a right, take a left, back up. And they had to listen carefully, and they had to trust that the other kids giving them the directions were giving them the right directions for them to make it to that white chair. Then when they got over to that white chair, the other kids would say, okay, now take so many steps and turn around and now sit down. And that was kind of funny to me, because the way those kids, they did it on their own, the way that they would say, now sit down. And the kid that was blindfolded would not hesitate, would just sit down. I thought that was amazing. And so the whole point was, if they could have that much trust and faith in their friends, those Sunday school kids, giving them those directions, how much more should we have that trust and faith in God through His Word when He tells us things? So we went on to talk about that. I explained all that. And I purposely, in the Sunday school class, we have 2 light switches. One light switch for one part of the class and another light switch to light up the other part. It's a pretty good sized room. It actually used to be our sanctuary until church started to grow. That's a really nice blue truck. But I purposely left one light switch off, and it was an area that we were not in. So after the lesson, I asked one of the kids, I said, oh, can you go over there and just turn that light on, please? And he ran over and turned it on. And when he came back, I said, oh, wait a minute, I want to ask you, why did you go turn the light on? And he said, well, because you asked me to. And another blue truck. I said, you're right, I asked you to, but when you went over there and you were going to flip that switch, did you know for sure that the light was going to come on? And he said, well, it always comes on. I said, but you didn't know 100% that it was going to come on. You just trusted and had faith that that light was going to come on when you flipped that switch. So I related that, to our walk with God and things that God tells us through the Word, through His Word. And it was a good Sunday school class. And then we took construction paper, and I had written on the whiteboard, I wrote the word faith in bubble letters. And I said, when we go over to the table, you'll get construction paper and you'll write the word faith in bubble letters, because what we're going to do is we're going to write some words in the bubble letters. We're going to write things that you're praying for and that you're trusting God for to answer by faith. So we talked about, I asked each of the kids, do you have a need? Not talking about your family, but you personally, do you have a necessity that you're wanting God to supply, and you're praying, or you will be praying, and by faith believing that God's going to answer? So the kids, they shared with me different things, and then I would write it in each of the letters in the word faith. And then I said, well, how about your family? Do your family have a necessity, or do you know if your family is praying about something? We can put that need in this word too, and by faith believe God for the answer. So that's what we did, and they had so much fun. So that is what this life living for God is. It's all living by faith. And God commands us to trust Him. And live by faith. Of course, it's our choice, but I've been living for God quite a while by faith and trusting Him, and He's never failed me. Never failed me. Even going through something like this, not feeling well, not knowing what's going on to make me feel unwell, losing those glasses that I need, that's the right prescription. Thankfully having this old prescription, but now losing that lens and even the frame has cracked. What am I going to do? Throw my hands up in the air and just stay in bed all day and be sad and grumpy about it? No. That would not please God, and it would probably end up making me sicker, and it wouldn't resolve the issue either. I'd rather just continue on as best as I can, trusting God to supply the need, trusting God to help me find the blue glasses, trusting God that I'll get that vitamin B complex and start feeling better. God could touch me even before I'm able to buy the vitamin B. God could touch my body and give me new strength and take care of the other issues. I mean, nothing is impossible with God. Bible even says that. So I'm pretty content trusting Him, because it amazes me how He always works things out, and He knows what's best. Always. So I can't, I thought I knew Him. I cannot read to you from the kitchen table book because you're on it. Yep. I haven't forgotten about my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I never did set a date to have the giveaway, but I am planning to do it either in July or in August. I need to get, all this other stuff sorted out first before I can get involved in something else. So here is an Aldi, and over there is a Quick Trip. I don't know if you know what a Quick Trip is, but it's a gas station and like a variety store. Inside you can buy your water and your sodas, your chips, your candy. They also have, I guess I would call them like soda fountains. You buy your styrofoam cup and you can go to the machine and put in ice if you want, and then you can select whatever type of soda or some Gatorade I think they have, and you can fill up your own styrofoam cup. And I forget how much it is because I hardly ever get one, but I know that it's a really big styrofoam cup, and it's not that much. I mean, if you're out working, like there's some landscaper guys. Oh, they also have in these Quick Trips, they also have in the back a microwave, and so a lot of times you'll go by and you'll see, especially landscaping guys, there may be 2 or 3 landscaping trucks parked, and guys will be out laying in the grass, laying under a tree, eating, all together. And what Quick Trip does, and I think Racetrack too, they provide that little microwave for people that are out like that working to heat up their food. Now, isn't that wonderful? I think that's wonderful of them. So that's Quick Trip. Their gas is $3.25. And then most of you already know about Aldi. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get in there. Someone is taking that shaded space. What I'll do is when I hang up from you, I will move my car and let someone else take this shaded space, because I'm not going to be in there long. So I would rather, maybe an elderly person or someone that needs to park in the shade to do their grocery shopping longer than what I'm going to be in there. Okay, I'm getting distracted by people watching. But it's so good to call you up and catch up with you. I think this is everything. Probably not, but it's what's on the top of my head. And I'll just talk to everyone later.